Now, today is World Press Freedom Day, proclaimed by the UN General Assembly in 1993. It's a day which celebrates the fundamental principles of press freedom, to evaluate press freedom around the world, to defend the media from attacks on their independence, and to pay tribute to journalists who've lost their lives in the exercise of their profession. A call by African journalists in 1991 produced the landmark Windhoek Declaration on media pluralism and independence. And incidentally, in the most recent press freedom rankings by Reporters Without Borders, this saw Namibia as the best country on the continent for press freedom. And joining me now from there via Skype is the CEO of Namibia press agency, Isack Hamata. Thanks very much indeed for joining us, and welcome to the program to you.
Thank you, Peter, for having me. Good afternoon to everybody.
All right, so Namibia has scored very well, the top country for press freedom. How has Namibia done this? Is it a great environment for journalists?
Okay.
Yes, Peter, it's great to be a Namibian. It's great to be in Namibia. It's great to be part of those that have fought for the rights of the press, the freedom of the press to prevail. It's also great to continue to be part of those that are fighting for these rights to be preserved. As you know, last year we dropped to number 3 in Africa after Ghana, and we fought our way back by making sure that all the systems are in place. Government upholds its responsibility towards a free and pluralistic press, that there is no repression of journalists in the country. So we are very proud to have scored these milestones that we are celebrating today.
All right, so I remember when Namibia got its independence, and that was from a sort of apartheid-era power. Did things change overnight, or is this something that's been developed over time?
I would rather say it's something that develops over time. You know, when you maybe it's an issue of being in government, but people in government are very sensitive to being reported about. So although the repressive regime of South Africa was done away with, it has not been easy dealing with a new government, because you have people who are now new in government and they are now sensitive to being reported about. They are sensitive to issues of corruption being unearthed. So it's a continuous struggle by the press to fight for its rights to report without fear or favor, without there being stumbling blocks in its way, without it being denied access to information and documents that are held by state institutions.
And how has the law protected you? Has that gone a long way to give you the freedom that you enjoy?
At the moment, we enjoy the rights as enshrined by our Constitution, and these are inalienable rights as we know them. But, you know, those are just enshrined in the Constitution. But this has to be enforced by human beings, and human beings by nature are of different variations and different attitudes. So some may want to work with the media, some may want to provide us the information that we need, some may want to work with us, others are generally just difficult, and they then taint what the Constitution says must happen in terms of everybody enjoying free speech, the media enjoying its rights to do as it deems necessary to protect the interests of the public.
So have the authorities gotten used to the idea of exposés, and they allow you to do your work without any kind of restriction, or is there sometimes some self-censorship?
You could say sometimes there is perhaps some self-censorship, because you do not want to step on somebody's toe. You rather restrict yourself from reporting the whole truth. But on the whole, I must say that media has been has gone all out. Media houses have gone all out to report what they deem right in the interest of the public. They have taken on institutions, not only government, they've also taken on private institutions that are seen to be engaged with people in government, for instance, that are doing things unjust and unfairly. And all of these things impact on the way the country is run. It impacts on the mood of society, always hearing about things that are not being done well. But we are comforted by the fact that the head of state, President Hage Geingob, on the day that the FSX has indicated that Namibia has won its #1 status back, has provided support in writing to the media to say we support pluralism, we support media freedom, we are not in anybody's way as long as we respect each other's rights. The minister responsible for information has also come out to say the same, even yesterday. But you always have those that are now supposed to perform, to make sure that these things are executed to the letter, who do not play the game as it needs to be played. And that is the challenge we are going to continue to fight. For instance, we have issues with access to information, where government, the president, the ministers have said the media and the public must be given access to information. But this is not forthcoming in all cases, and that is the fight we continue to have.
We're going to have to leave it there, but thanks so much indeed for sharing your thoughts with us, and congratulations to your country for being the #1 country on the continent in terms of press freedom. Thank you so much indeed for your time. That was Mr. Hamata, who's the CEO of the Namibia Press Agency, and it is great news to see a neighbouring country lead the way in that way. And this year, of course, the theme for World Press Freedom Day is Media for Democracy, Journalism and Elections in Times of Disinformation. So important for us.
Very important indeed. For us South Africans as well, as we head into the elections now. And I think that is the statement released by Amnesty International here in South Africa, really appealing to politicians to make sure that journalists work in conducive environment,